In today's video, we're talking about how to interrupt politely in meetings, how to turn every interruption into an opportunity to improve your professional relationships, and we're going to give you the vocabulary and tools to achieve this. So let's start with a quiz. Which four-letter word beginning with the letter J can we use to show that we don't want to speak for long? We just have a little something to say. This is a really important word, and we'll find out what it is in just a couple of minutes. Tip number one today is to start with sorry. If you are interrupting in an English language meeting, then it's really common to start with sorry. British culture especially can be strange. I can tell you that I've been in a supermarket before and someone's bumped into me with their trolley, with their cart, and I've apologised. Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I get in your way? This is a really common thing in English language, English speaking cultures, to apologise often. So doing it at the beginning of your interruption is a great idea. So, number one, start with sorry. Okay, the second part of a great professional interruption in English is to ask for permission to interrupt. This might feel strange, but the fact is you're not really waiting for someone to say, yes, I allow you to interrupt, I give you permission, but we're just being polite by doing this. Remember that a lot of being polite in English is just being less direct. Let's take a look at what I'm talking about. Can I just jump in for a second? Can I just jump in for a second? Can I just interject for a moment? Can I just interject for a moment? Do you mind if I just briefly interrupt? Do you mind if I just briefly interrupt? Can I just ask a quick question? Can I just ask a quick question? So with all of those, you may have noticed the word just, J-U-S-T. This is our four-letter word beginning with J that is almost essential for an interruption. If you are interrupting, then it's great to let people know that you don't have a lot to say. It's not a huge speech that you want to make. You just want to add a comment, say something quickly. Adding the word just to your interruption is a great way to do this. We also heard there the phrasal verb to jump in. Can I just jump in for a second? And this is a really common phrase to interject, to interrupt. And we talked about it a little in last week's video too. I'll link that just up here in a card if you didn't see last week's video. Feel free to watch that after this video. The next thing that we need to do is, well, we need to add the content of our interruption, add the question that we want to ask or the comment that we want to make. But as part of this, a great idea is to involve another person, involve someone else, preferably in the room. Remember that building good relationships with your colleagues is so much about good communication, about people and teams. If you want to have good relationships with your colleagues, then you need to be communicating. You may have heard it said that our favorite sound in the world is our own name. If someone uses your name in a meeting or even when you're just having a parcel delivered, it always makes you feel just a little bit better. Let's take a look at a couple of ways we can involve other people in our interruptions. The first here is to acknowledge what someone has said before you, especially if you are disagreeing with someone. But in general, just saying that you've heard someone else in the room and you're maybe responding to something they've said can be really powerful. Let's take a listen. I think Dave made a great point there. I think Dave made a great point there. Emily, I really like where you're going with this. Emily, I really like where you're going with this. I'd just like to build on what Kate was saying there. I'd just like to build on what Kate was saying there. There was some great vocabulary in there. You also heard one of my favorite words in all of professional English, and that was build. Here as the phrasal verb to build on. If we build on something, then we take something that was said by someone else and we add to it. We build on top of it. Maybe someone made a suggestion and you want to add something. Or someone had a good idea and you think you can improve on it even more. This would be to build on what they were saying. The second way that we can involve our colleagues in our comments and our interruption is to bring them in and maybe pass the conversation, pass the discussion to them after you have spoken. It's a great way to recognize the skills and expertise of your colleagues, which of course is going to improve your professional relationships because everyone likes to know that they have value, right? So let's take a look at how we can do this. I'd actually love to hear what Dave has to say about this. I'd actually love to hear what Dave has to say about this. If it's possible, I'd love to get Kate's input on this. If it's possible, I'd love to get Kate's input on this. Amy, this is more your department than mine. Do you have anything to add? Amy, this is more your department than mine. Do you have anything to add? Okay, there are lots of different things that you can say to bring someone else into your comments or to pass the conversation to them. I'd love to hear your ideas. How can we involve other people in our questions, in our comments? Feel free to write down in the comments. Let me know what you can think of. And while you're down there, feel free to like this video. It really helps out the channel and gets this video in front of more people. Okay, let's move on and put all of this together and hear some full interruptions, some full native and natural sounding interruptions. Sorry, can I just jump in and say that I'm not sure we actually have the budget for this investment. Jane, this is more your department than mine. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Sorry, do you mind if I just briefly interrupt? I really want to build on what Dave was saying about time and scheduling and add that I think my team will also need some more time if we introduce these changes. Kate, I think you know a little about this. Do you have anything to add? This is the second video I've made recently about confidence speaking in meetings. If you would like to see the first, I'll link that right here, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.